this situation where I don't have any other choice.
I'm clear. There's no excuse for it.
This is Matthew Boyton, a former police officer accused of shooting his wife. Matthew's alleged involvement raised significant concerns, particularly due to unverified sources hinting at a distressing history of domestic violence that might have influenced the heinous act. Additional reports speculated about the potential impact of a troubled childhood and undisclosed mental health challenges, although these details lacked independent verification. Without delay, the detectives delved into their questioning, seeking to unravel the truth behind the unsettling incident.
Garrity is not implied. Okay, I want you to understand that, all right?
Okay.
All right, Garrity is not implied with this incident, okay?
Can you fully explain what that? I understand part of it, but just.
She's gonna read you Miranda.
Okay.
So I just want to let you know that I'm not conducting. I know I do IAs, but this is not an IA. This is in reference to a criminal investigation. Okay.
Okay. What's that in reference to?
It's in reference to, you remember the statement you wrote me about Jessica saying you took items from the house?
Yeah, the computer. Yeah.
That's what it's going to be in reference to.
Okay.
So what's the time?
17:22.
How old are you, Matthew?
21.
What's your current address?
130 Loumae Road.
Spell that for me.
Loumae.
Is that Griffin?
Yes, man. It's County. 224.
And what's the last grade you completed in school?
Graduated high school.
Okay.
College.
All right. What this is a Miranda waiver. We'll read to everybody before we talk to them. It's just got today's date at 7/27/17. The time was 17:22. We're in CID. Your name is Matthew Boyton. You're age 21. You live at 130 Loumae Road, Griffin. You completed the 12th grade of school. And that you know that myself, Kay Yancey, and Jay Hayes are officers with the Griffin Police Department. And we're going to advise you that you have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that?
At the outset of the interrogation, the investigators adopted a strategy of building a rapport with Matthew Boyton. They began by posing basic questions about his background and personal information, a tactic designed to put him at ease and establish a level of trust. The investigators recognized the need to create a non-threatening environment before delving into the more complex and potentially sensitive issues surrounding the crime. Their objective was to encourage Matthew to open up and provide more candid and accurate responses, ultimately leading to a more productive and informative interview.
Through the course of that move, did you find anything that belonged to her at that point?
No, because if I would have, I would have turned it over to her. Because I had no need to keep her stuff. The only thing I had at that point was that computer, and me and you had talked about that and gave it back to her. Because she could later and talk to Bird.
Okay. So, do you recognize that bag?
Yeah, it's a bag that Jessica let me use to put all my gym stuff in when we used to be together.
Okay. So when's the last time you saw that bag?
It's been a long time. Like I said, when I used to work out at, there's 2 gyms in Thomaston. I don't remember the name of it. I used that one, and I had a gray Nike bag I used to work out in. So I interchanged my stuff like protein drinks, powder shakes like pre-workout, workout shorts, pants, shoes, whatever. I put it in that bag or my Nike bag.
During the questioning, Matthew was specifically asked about any belongings of his wife Jessica that he might have possessed. He mentioned a Nike bag that was missing and suspected it could be in storage. Intriguingly, Matthew himself owned a Nike bag intended for their gym gear. The investigators discovered that Matthew's stepfather had placed the bag in storage, but they had not recently examined its contents. These details emerged as potentially important elements in the ongoing investigation, indicating a need for further scrutiny and exploration.
That's not what I'm asking you. When y'all were in the process of moving and you moved into the house that you're at now, your residence, did you or did you not see this bag?
Yes, sir. It was in my storage room in the garage.
All right. Now, why would I be holding a picture of this bag?
I guess because Jessica brought it into you.
Why would Jessica have it if you had it at your house?
I don't know. I guess somebody got it from my garage or my shed.
Who would have got it?
There's a couple of people. Exactly who.
Okay.
And
And inside that bag, There were numerous contents inside of it. And one of those is this right here. You know what this is?
It's like Jessica's old retainer thing, and she had them wear together.
Right. The bag was completely filled with female clothes. And this is one photo of it. That's not yours.
No. No.
Right?
No, sir.
Okay. That's not yours.
No, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who did that belong to?
This got Jessica's name on it, so it'd be Jessica's retainer thing.
If it was in this right here, where would that have been at? Where would it have been at?
It would have been in the garage thing I could sit in,
Which is where?
which is at my house.
Which is at your house.
Yes, sir.
Did you buy that for Jessica?
I don't recall. I don't think I did.
Because she
I
had
think her grandparents did.
retainers before she met you, right? Before y'all got married, right?
I believe so.
So that would make it whose property?
Hers.
Not yours, right?
Right. Yes, sir.
Whose bag is that?
Jessica's.
And the contents in the bag?
And it's got all her stuff in it.
So why would you not have brought that to us when you saw the bag at moving?
Sarge, I promise I've not been through that bag.
Persistently, the detectives intensified their questioning regarding the missing Nike bag, implying the possibility that it had been misplaced during the moving process. Uncertainty lingered as to whether Matthew possessed more knowledge about the bag's whereabouts than he was revealing. Recognizing its potential significance as a potential source of crucial evidence, the detectives were determined to ascertain its location. Their unwavering focus on the bag indicated its potential value in advancing the investigation's progress. It would be later revealed that Jessica's Nike bag would be found in possession of Matthew's new girlfriend.
Whose is this bag?
It's Jessica's. I didn't think about it because I used it as a gym bag and she let me use it. I understand what you're saying.
You're a police officer, Matthew. You know we are held to a higher standard than anybody else.
I understand.
You know, people don't expect us to make mistakes. They don't realize we're human. I understand that. You
Yes, sir.
understand that.
Should have been smarter about it.
You work out a lot, don't you? You stay in shape.
Try
You're in
to.
good shape, right?
Try to.
You have 2 bags. Did you swap your stuff in between, right?
Yeah, I don't have the other one anymore.
So this would have been your only gym bag. So how would you not know the contents of the bag? It just was your gym bag.
Like you said, I should have.
Matthew was subjected to inquiries about a statement he had provided concerning the case, particularly regarding the mention of the missing Nike bag. He persisted in asserting that the bag belonged to a friend and had been utilized as a gym bag. Despite his explanation, the detectives harbored doubts and were inclined to delve deeper into the matter. Their intent was to unveil any possible inconsistencies or falsehoods within Matthew's narrative. The significance of this bag would become apparent much later in the investigation, adding to the detectives' determination to scrutinize Matthew's claims.
Boynton's property was already previously returned to her by my stepdad, Charles McDaniel Jr. Shortly after Jessica got out of this hospital, the dining room table, along with other items, were picked up by Kathy Zellner for Jessica. The remaining items, such as Hope Chest clothing and other miscellaneous items, returned to Jessica. I did not have any other items of Jessica's. This is Matthew Boynton. Is that your statement?
Yes, sir.
Is that Matthew?
That's Jessica's bag. Jessica's retainer.
You understand you didn't buy that.
I understand.
That does not make it community property.
I understand.
That makes it her property
Yes, sir.
that you're in possession of.
Yes, sir. I understand.
The bag was turned into us. We have possession of the bag.
Yes, sir.
We have evidence that said it came out of your storage room. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything you'd like to say?
No, sir.
The detective requested Matthew to provide a statement regarding the missing bag. To Matthew's surprise, the detective disclosed that the police had already discovered the bag, tracing it back to Matthew's storage. His response was limited to a silent nod, possibly suggesting that he had been aware of the bag's whereabouts all along. After this revelation, the detective exited the room, leaving Matthew to grapple with the implications of this newfound information.
Sorry, man. I go smoke a cigarette.
I'm walking around outside. Why would you say you didn't have the damn bag when you had it? You know you can't give a sworn statement and lie on it. Why would you do that, Matthew? It was a bag, man. It wasn't. It's not like it was. Talk to me, man. I mean, help me understand.
Sergeant, I swear to God, I noticed. Otherwise, I wouldn't have run. I said, "Hold on, LT. I got something. Let me go get it." I swear, I wouldn't have done that because I've got 2 kids, 3 and 1. I wouldn't jeopardize that over a bag. I'm telling you, Sergeant.
Upon the detective's re-entry into the room, the questioning about the Nike bag resumed with renewed intensity. The detective persistently pressed Matthew to explain why he had provided false information while under oath. Despite the mounting pressure, Matthew attempted to divert the conversation by shifting the focus to his children and asserting that, given his present circumstances, he could not prioritize a bag. However, the detective remained determined to extract answers and continued to pursue the line of inquiry regarding the contradictory statements made by Matthew.
I guess. I don't know what I was going through.
What do you think should happen now?
I know that's probably going to happen.
No, that's not what I asked you. So what do you think should happen?
Where's my kid, man? My kids are fucking daddy's boys, man. If I would have thought about it, I would have done it.
Of all the stuff that you see about you, you know if you were in possession of something that belonged to her, you know you could have brought it to me. You know I'm going to do the right thing. You know I have to do the right thing. I would have took care of it. I would have gotten the bag back to her. But when you knew you had the bag and you didn't do anything about it, man, you put me in a situation where I don't have any other choice.
I'm clear. I'm clear. There's no excuse for it. Here. I know it's got that on there. It's so hard, like, because I love working here.
I know you do.
And I'm asked you, I was so scared to come to work every day.
Why?
Because every time I did, it was always 11:79 or 10:22 to 42 come up here. And it's always something. I don't know, maybe I thought if I brought it up here, I was going to get fired and whatever, man. I don't know. I'm so young.
Emotionally overwhelmed, Matthew succumbed to a breakdown as he contemplated the repercussions of the investigation on both his children and his personal life. Despite his vulnerable state, the detective persisted in probing Matthew about his failure to mention the Nike bag earlier. In response, Matthew started to offer excuses, attempting to provide justifications for his previous omissions and inconsistencies. The weight of the situation and the detective's relentless questioning added to the mounting tension within the room.
The thing I can think about now is my kids, man. My kids. Daddy's boys. Then maybe especially. Don't look at me like he's my own. I'm not setting a good example right now. Always trying to show my kids what's right.
But when you swear an oath, we swear that we're going to uphold the law.
Yes, sir.
Regardless. And you can't lie. You can't lie in an investigation. You know that.
I don't know what I was thinking. Like I said, I don't know if I was scared or what. I don't know what was going through my mind then.
Does that make it right?
No, it doesn't. I know this is everything I've ever worked for, like out the door. I'm main concern with my kids, man. Because I've got primary custody over them. And this is going to set me back if I get locked up for this. So I'm going to go down and see them every other weekend. She's not going to take care of them like she's supposed to. Like, she's supposed to put them on her insurance. I had to do that.
But Matthew, if you did what you were supposed to do, we would not be here in this situation. You think I want to be here?
No, sir.
I would rather be anywhere else than here.
Matthew's apprehension for both his career and the well-being of his children became apparent as he reflected on his actions and acknowledged his failure to fulfill his responsibilities. Eventually, the interrogation concluded, leaving Matthew alone with his thoughts. However, he later received the disheartening news that he was no longer employed as a police officer, further exasperating his already distressing situation. In a parallel development, Jessica woke up afflicted by amnesia, rendering her oblivious to the details of the shooting incident. Despite contrary evidence, the authorities inexplicably classified the shooting as an attempted suicide, leading to the case being prematurely closed. This perplexing outcome left many unanswered questions and unresolved issues surrounding the incident.
They were calling me the miracle child.
Why is that?
Because what I went through, not a lot of people survived through it.
After enduring a 3-week coma, Jessica has made a remarkable recovery and is currently in a stable condition. However, her memory remains impaired, leaving her with no recollection of the events that transpired during the period in question. Despite this setback, Jessica's overall well-being has improved, and she is gradually regaining her strength and adjusting to her restored health. The journey to regain her lost memories, however, still lies ahead, presenting a challenging and uncertain path for Jessica and those involved in the investigation.
What are they telling you happened to you?
They're saying it was self-inflicted.
That it was an attempted suicide?
Yes.
Do you believe that?
No, I do not.
Your head was found on a pillow. In fact, there's a huge blood stain on that pillow. So that's where you ended up while you were clinging to life.
Perfectly laid on a pillow.
The case at hand remains enigmatic, as it is evident that there is a depth of information yet to be revealed beyond the current findings. The existing investigation has merely scratched the surface, leaving a multitude of unanswered questions and hidden complexities waiting to be unraveled. As the story unfolds, it becomes increasingly apparent that the true nature of the events involves intricate layers yet to be exposed, heightening the intrigue surrounding this perplexing case.
Suicide, would you expect to find 2 shots?
No, they're saying I had to have done it like this, down, but yet the bullet goes through the ceiling and the roof and out the wall. Our closet was not the Matrix. It couldn't have happened like that.
During the questioning conducted by a GBI agent, Matthew Boyton adamantly denied changing his clothes on the night of the incident. However, compelling evidence emerged that contradicted his statement. Footage captured by an officer's body camera revealed Matthew wearing a distinctive red jacket at the scene, while surveillance footage from a Walmart later that same night depicted him donning different attire altogether. These discrepancies cast a cloud of doubt over Matthew's truthfulness and potentially implicate him further in the unfolding events. The case surrounding the alleged shooting of Jessica, Matthew's former wife, is shrouded in mystery. Contrary to the initial report provided by Matthew, it was discovered that Jessica was not shot in the head. Instead, evidence suggests that she was struck on the head with a blunt object, as there was a notable absence of bullet wounds or gunshot residue on her hands. This startling revelation adds to the intrigue and raises significant concerns about the accuracy of Matthew's account and his potential involvement in the incident. Further investigation reveals that the timeline of events as reported by Matthew is inconsistent with witness testimony, surveillance footage, and other evidence. Additionally, Matthew's behavior during the investigation, including lying about changing his clothes and washing his hands, and later stealing Jessica's property and lying about it, raises suspicion about his credibility. Despite the existence of significant discrepancies and contrary evidence, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation closed the case, categorizing it as a suicide. This ruling disregarded the compelling information that emerged, including Jessica's survival from the incident with a traumatic head injury and her subsequent inability to recall the events. The mishandling of the investigation, along with the potential for a cover-up, highlights a grave lack of justice for Jessica. In response to these concerning circumstances, a petition has been circulating urging the involvement of the Federal Bureau of Investigation to assume responsibility for the case. The petition calls for a comprehensive and thorough examination of all leads and evidence. The objective is twofold: to ensure justice is served for Jessica, who has been denied closure, and to safeguard others from potential harm if Matthew is indeed responsible for the incident. Given the urgency and significance of the matter, it is imperative that appropriate action is taken to shed light on the truth, rectify the shortcomings of the initial investigation, and provide a fair and just resolution for Jessica. If you want to watch more of these interrogations, please subscribe to the channel as I upload them on a regular basis.